Welcome back. Leeds United have signed 2 players since our last episode, and we are in, out, shake it all about, linked with another one, which we will discuss. Craig, how are we doing?
Doing good. It's been a hectic week, hasn't it? So
Yeah, we won't touch too much upon Statch. Obviously, we've spoken about him in other episodes and on the podcast YouTube channel where I did a video on it. But let's talk about Lucas Perri, Craig. So tell me your thoughts and a bit more about him.
well, he's got an amazing throw on him, hasn't he? Hairline like mine at 27.
Are we talking about his throw or his little chuck up in the air and punching it, volleyball style,
Well,
mate?
both. It's amazing how far he can hit that ball with a fist, and yeah. But just throwing it out as well, he can get the same distance. So it's going to be useful, that I reckon. He's from what I've seen on him, like last season, he's not without mistakes. So we'll put that out there. But he has got a very good shot stopping ability, and he has kept a lot of goals out that should have, they've got high expected goals percentage. So yeah, but for me, it's an upgrade. But we can't forget. I want to play devil's advocate, and I'm excited. I love this signing. Don't get me wrong. It's a top quality keeper that we've got. But we can't forget Meslier were in the same position when he came to Leeds. Highly rated. He had a really good season in his first full season, with Leeds in the Premier League. Now, when you compare that, forget about recent memory over the last few seasons, but when you compare that with Perri, he started off at Sao Paulo, and then I think he made one first team appearance during his whole time there. Went on loan to Crystal Palace, which he didn't get a game. He was only young, about 22, something like that. But he didn't get a game, but he was just used as a backup. And then went back to Sao Paulo, signed for a club called Nautico on loan. Won a state championship in Brazil with those guys, which then I said that made Botafogo take notice. So they took a chance, and they only paid 325 grand for him, by the way. And he came in as backup, got a good cup run under his belt towards the end of the season, and then the next season started as first choice, and it were amazing, which then led to Lyon signing him. Which, if I'm wrong, am I right or wrong that Botafogo and Lyon's owner is, I think they're linked. But anyway,
Yes.
Lyon bought him for just over €3 million, that is, so less than £3 million. And he again arrived, I think January 24. He didn't get in the first team too often towards the end of that season, but again made a good cup run. He came in, played in the cup games. I think he played against PSG in the final, and then he established himself as more like a number one the last season, this last season. So technically, he's very inexperienced for a 27-year-old because he's only played top flight football in Europe for one season, or a season. Yeah, well, one season, because the half season that when he came on January were only a cup run that he played in. So when you look at it that way, yeah, he's very inexperienced. Compare him to Meslier, you look at how many minutes he's played compared to Melier's minutes at top flight, it's a lot less. But he is an up and coming goalkeeper. He might be a late bloomer, but it looks very good.
Yeah, you touched upon the minutes there. So Meslier has had 9,500 minutes, whereas Perri's had less than 3,000 minutes. Obviously, saves per 90 is 3.5. Perri's got a slightly better save percentage of 73% to Mellier's 65%. But if you look at last season, his save percentage was 74.4%. His average goal kick length is 37.6, but his throws are a lot better than that anyway. He's top 8 for passing throws with 183 as well. He's definitely up there, highly rated. Obviously, former manager said he's the best keeper in the world. So
Yeah.
again, he's going to be a class start signing. I wouldn't say. I mean, it's definitely going to be an impact signing. Is it a statement signing? No, that'll be our next player that we're going to talk about. But it definitely improves us. Obviously, his strengths are shot stopping and saving close range shots, which again Meslier does do. So you do have to take again your recency bias, your Leeds bias out of it. You don't like Meslier. That is perfectly fine. You're allowed not to like players, but Meslier has come up clutch for us a few times. Norwich playoff finals the season before, Leicester game, other games this season with point blank saves. You do have to try and remember that his drop the ball at Sunderland, drop the ball at Hull kind of mistakes, which again, you're allowed to criticise. That's fine. But remember, Meslier has saved us points too. Is Perry going to be an upgrade? Yes. The reason why I hesitate is because, like you said, the amount of minutes he's played.
Yeah,
And
and he's not without mistakes. If you watch some of the goals he's conceded, they're a bit dubious, some of them. So, and the goals that you could see Meslier conceding, like one at near post that's gone straight through him, and there's another one where he punched it out, and then it just got volleyed straight back, and it seemed to have all the time in the world because it was that far out. He had all the time in the world to get to it, and he just watched it go past him, and I'm thinking, well, when you watch it, if you just think about it as like who's in the net, you could think that could be Meslier. That's the type of goalkeeper that Meslier is, and so he's not without mistakes, but he does make up for it with more often keeping balls out, more often keeping. He will make mistakes, but I think he'll save more than he does.
I mean, it's like his interview saying he wants to have a defence that trusts him, and obviously, if you're putting out that straight away, obviously we've seen it a little bit dubious with Rodon and Meslier. Whether or not Rodon likes, trusting, whatever, however you
Yeah.
perceive that, obviously what goes on behind closed doors, we don't get that. We can only assume that by what we're actually watching and seeing with our eyes. But again, minutes per goals conceded, May's 48 minutes, where this is top flight league record. Perry's is 68 minutes. So again, there's about a 20-minute difference. Is that a big difference when you look at it? The amount of minutes he played,
Well, that's what I mean.
it's hard to
You've got to weigh in the fact that Melia's played 3 times more games than what
yeah.
than what he has. So, and also he's played in front of a poor defence in the Premier League where we shipped lots and lots of goals. So it's going to be, for me, I'm excited. It's a great signing, but time will tell whether he's going to be an actual upgrade on Meslier or if he's just going to be the same eventually. But I think he will. I mean, the only thing that I worry about is he's 27 and he's just had one season at top flight football in Europe.
Late bloomers, though, you do get it with goalkeepers anyway. They get better with age.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So he's obviously been learning under other keepers to get this experience. He's obviously come to Lyon, and you can tell by all the Lyon fans. If you haven't already seen it, I've put it all on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, now on X, with everything they've been saying, and it's quite hilarious. But I understand why they're saying it. I mean, for such a low transfer fee, it's still hard to understand. Someone's saying, go screw yourself. The worst move of this transfer window so far. The sale price, it should have been double. So, and that's only based at the club. It's not based on Perry itself.
Yeah.
Disgusted that he's left. So the fans love him. I've been seeing and speaking to a couple French fans, and they've all said he is a fantastic keeper and an even better person. So it's not just the fact that he's a decent keeper; he's a decent person, which is what you want.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Don't get me wrong. It's like I'm not saying that is, like I said, I'm excited about this signing. I think he's going to be a top quality keeper. I just think it's going to be over a period of time of like how good he can get. There's no doubt that he's good. I mean, at 22, Crystal Palace took him on loan. They didn't play him, but you don't take a guy from Brazil at 22 years old if you don't see something in him. Like, it's probably just unfortunate at the clubs he's been at that he's not been able to establish himself as number one. until now. But yeah, I think in maybe a year or two, he will become a top goalkeeper. And I'm not going to go out there and put my neck on the line and say the best in the league, but it is. He's got the potential to do it, and I mean nobody's got a throw like that, and nobody's got and yeah, he like he said in his interview, he likes to get people on quick counter attacks, so he'll be looking for that, and that's something that Meslier hesitates at. So
Yeah.
it's there's a big difference there, and yeah, it's we could have done with a keeper like this before whilst Meslier were learning, because this would have been ideal. Like when we went to the Premier League last time, someone like this for Meslier to learn from, to compete with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Melior's times is up now, and I think this guy is going to come in and command that defence. And I think
we will touch upon Meslier at the end and what both of us like to do. Let us know in the comments as well what you like Meslier to do. Should he be our number 2, strike 3? Should he go out on loan, or should we sell him? Obviously, you touched upon his long throws and his quick throws from counter attack. Obviously, we're already stacked with height anyway, and he's another 6'5" player anyway.
Yeah.
So, like I've said many times, land of the Giants is happening at Leeds. But if he catches the ball and one of our defenders hadn't headed it away, how many assists do you think he gets? Quick throw to Bogle, or a long throw to, say, Dan James, or the person we're about to talk upon now?
I think it's probably
Does
going
he
to get
get
an
an
answer.
assist?
It's probably going to get an handful. Like it'll probably not be more than 5, but it'll get an handful. But it might be. I think he might get a lot of like pre-assists, like you like to say. But
I love a good free assist.
yeah, because I can't see. If a corner comes over a cross, I can't see if he sees a player like Dan James. I don't think he's going to catch it. I think he's going to go and punch it. I think he'll come for it and just punch it straight out, and without even catching it, he'll just come for it and punch it. And that's what I'm excited to see what he can do. But yeah,
I've
it's
got visions of that right now, and I am absolutely loving what we're building,
yeah.
and I'm excited. I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. You know how optimistic I can be, Craig, but let's try and just focus solely on this.
Can we just go touch on what you said earlier about people saying that he should it should be a lot more what he's worth.
Yeah, his value.
Yeah,
Because obviously we've got him.
We've got him quite cheap, but if you think he had how many two transfers, 325 grand, and 3 million euros, 3.25 million euros to be exact. So just under £3 million, and then we've signed him for like 15. Is it 15 million euros? So is it too cheap? He's only had one season, on his first team at Lyon, and you jump from 3 million to so you've made like a 12 million euro profit. I mean,
let's think about it this way. We've broken our transfer record for a goalkeeper. Absolutely smashed it out of the park. The last, obviously, Meslier was about 5 million. I think I've seen the stat. All of our goalkeeper transfers combined only just makes it all a little bit higher than this transfer. But when you look at it like this, obviously their manager or a former manager said he's the best keeper in the world. And stats, if you look at stats here, I think he was better than Donnarumma in certain areas of things anyway. Obviously, Donnarumma's playing at PSG. You've got a far better team, far better defence. So you're not going to be as troubled as much, which is why I think Johansson is one of the best keepers in the Championship because of how much he does that poor Stoke side compared to, say, Trafford or Meslier, who defensively have a better defence in front of them.
Oh, did he make like 116 saves from 160 odd on about 162 shots faced?
Yeah,
so it's like
the amount of saves.
The amount of saves is crazy from the amount of shots, and I think Donnarumma didn't face as many shots as that, but got less.
Near.
But he got less percentage, I think, on the save or around the same. So
he got less save percentage than Perri as well, and facing less shots. So I can understand it from a footballing point, like from a fan point of view, that you want more. Obviously, we all know that Lyon's in a lot of trouble, financials, apparently 500 million in debt or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get into that, but so they've got to recruit some money. It's obviously it's a decent deal for us. I'd probably say it's a good deal for them. They can go out and buy a better keeper for cheaper anyway.
Well, you've made a massive profit still. So
Yeah, come and buy Meslier for 10 million, for goodness sake. That will help us out, and it will help them out.
but that's what I mean. I don't
But
think you can. I don't think after one season in European football you can go right. He's worth 25 million. You've got to be consistent before you like can go. Yeah, yeah. That I mean, it can happen, but it's. I think it's good business on both parts. You've made a 12
I think
million. You've made a 12 million euro profit. We've got a keeper that's good for what we've paid for him. So
I just think fancy it differently to what clubs see it as.
yeah,
But regardless of that, it's a good deal for us. I'm happy about this transfer. I think
very happy.
it definitely. I'm not going to say it guarantees us survival, but it definitely pushes us in the right direction.
For you,
Yeah,
for everybody that's watching, it does.
I do. If you're watching us on YouTube, I definitely do think we stay up. Because next person, and again, it's the merry-go-round. It's the are we in? Are we out? Are we shaking it all about? Don't ask about that little dance. I cannot do the hokey dokey, hokey cokey. But Paixao, are we getting him? Are we not? Now we are recording this on Sunday, and it is about 10 o'clock. So who knows what's going to happen when we stop recording? Who knows what's going to happen on Monday, Tuesday morning when you're listening or watching this? Craig, what is your thoughts about the whole Paixao situation?
So I just think it's a difficult one to get over the line because it sounds to me like agent stuff that his agreed terms with personal terms is agreed with Marseille. His family are Marseille fans. It makes sense on that part, but the clubs can't agree a fee on they can't meet the demands, but we can. So we've offered we've agreed a deal like money wise, but we've got to agree on with the player now, and I think like off the agent apparently has offered Roma the chance to sign him. So if something like that's happening, so it's like right, Marseille agreed terms with the player. They can't agree a fee. They can't afford the fee with Feyenoord or not the right fee. And then we've agreed a fee with Feyenoord, but we've still got terms to agree with the player. Why would the agent say, right, I'm going to go and ask Roma if you fancy him? So the fact that we've now agreed a fee with Feyenoord and now Marseille like coming back, it's like the agent's gone, right, Marseille, this is what they're going to accept. Can you afford this before they make a decision? And I think that's why it's getting all complicated. But this is why I don't like agents because it should be down to the club and the player. Forget the agent.
Yeah.
And forget how much money they make because it's stupid that they get a percentage for. They didn't find the player. They didn't go scouting and find that player. It's just like, right, you're a good player. I'm going to have you signed on my books so I can make money. And it's wrong because they don't. I believe that a lot of agents don't have the player's interest at heart. So you've got this situation where I think his family are Marseille fans. He wanted Marseille. He got European football, everything. So, but they can't afford the fee that Club Feyenoord want. We can. We've offered it them. We've just got, and apparently he likes the project. He's interested and everything. We've just got to iron out the details. I think a stumbling block, just a wild guess. This is not facts, by the way, so don't quote me on this. But I think a stumbling block's going to be with Marseille. He's got European football. He's guaranteed not to get relegated, more or less. He's going to be up there. Yeah. With Leeds, it's going to be is there some kind of negotiation where if the worst happens that he's allowed to move on, or but I know we don't want to do release clauses, so it's going to be more like a gentleman's agreement that if we get relegated, we'll allow you to move.
See, the way I see it, we've apparently got again, different reports are saying different things. 1 minute we've agreed terms, we've agreed fees with the club. The next minute it's getting close to doing it. So from what I'm seeing is we've got a 32 million euro bid with bonuses included. That's the bid that's on the table from what I'm reading and seeing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, if we are having a relegation clause, just for example, just say 35 million if we get relegated, stick that on it. We get our money back from it. And yes, as fans, I understand that we'd say, well, if he's our best player, why are we doing it that cheap? But at the same time, you got to think, if we're promising a player of his quality, and yes, his quality, we'll talk about stats and eye on the eye and stuff like that. And again, what different people have relayed to me, which I've spoken to today. I'd happily take that. I mean, but again, it's that whole while Leeds is very close to sealing a deal with Feyenoord for Paixao. This is what I'm reading right now. Olympique Marseille will present a final offer on Sunday. No formal agreement has reached yet. So again, yes, I get the player is a Marseille fan for whatever reason. I don't know why.
His family.
But
His family are. Not
yeah,
necessarily him, but his family are.
yeah. And I get that, and you obviously want to follow your roots and your family. But if the clubs can't agree a fee, and if they are trying to say right bonuses and stuff like that, if we get this, this, and this, you get this, which may not guarantee, it may not suit Feyenoord. Whereas if the project we've got on the table, sorry, not the project, the bids with the add-ons that are perfectly acceptable. Say for example, if we don't get relegated, you get 2 million. If he scores 10 goals, you get another 2 million. They are acceptable add-ons that can be reached. It's just the ongoing saga in it, mate.
Well, like I say, I just think it's a difficult one because of that. I don't know why I don't know why his family would be Marseille fans, to be honest, because I don't know much about his background, but I assume the Brazilian, and why
Yeah.
they choose Marseille over, because a lot of Brazilians are more in touch with like Spain, like sometimes they go for a route through, like a lot went through Shakhtar Donetsk a long time ago, but a lot go through Holland, and they go through Holland and then into Spain, and a lot of them, like the dreams are playing. If they're going to play in Europe, it's like for Barcelona, for Real Madrid, just like Rafinha, his dream was to play for Barcelona. Came to Leeds, and from France, of all places. Came to Leeds, and he got that, and apparently that's the kind of story that they're presenting to these players, which I get, but I think it's wrong to put because I agree with like what Fark says about putting, you don't want release clauses, because if you put a number on something, it's like, well, all right, we pay 35 million, and then it does really well, like really, really, really well, and it keeps us up. And then a club coming, or if even like, let's say it's a relegation, 35 million. We pay 35 million, but he does really, really well, but we still get relegated. That means you've got a release clause of that amount, and it's like, well, you could have squeezed more out. So it's better to probably do like a gentleman's agreement and say, look, if we get relegated and a club come in with a suitable offer, we will allow you to go. Like, we'll allow you to talk. But maybe it'll have to be one of those, like, or if a top European club come in for you, we'll let you go. There'll be some negotiation where it's worked out, but in my eyes, we can offer more money than Marseille. I think we could blow them out of the water with Feyenoord as club-to-club agreement. The player, I think we can offer him better wages probably than Marseille. It's probably just going to be all on that where he wants to play. But like I say, I think it's his agent more than anything, because why would you offer your player out to other clubs? He's not even offered, he's probably not even spoke to him, he's probably just gone to Roma and said, do you fancy it? They can't afford him, so it's like, why is these stories coming out? But I'm listening to, like, what Graham Smith himself has said this publicly, that he's impressed, his entourage are impressed by what we have to offer. So what we in other news is probably just hearsay there, trying to get clicks, trying to get this, trying to get that. So just wait and see how it pans out. I just think it's a difficult offer to get over the line.
I think as well, it's a lot of media talk. So you got to think the French media are saying one thing, Dutch media are saying another thing. Our press, I don't really know what our press is saying. It's just different things, and you hear different things. Twitter or X is such a toxic place anyway. So as soon as you hear one thing, it's straight away it's catastrophe. Or if you hear another thing, it's oh my god, it's amazing. So again, like I always say, what you see and read, take it with a pinch of salt. Doesn't necessarily, especially rumors when it comes to certain players and teams, it's not always factual. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Just have to try and read between the lines a little bit.
Yeah. please do not
But
go to Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, for your transfer rumours and take them as gospel, because it is the worst place. Like I've seen things on there that like then you go research it and you talk to people that actually know stuff and it's completely wrong. Like just don't listen to it.
no, it's like I've done a video on this Frank Kesse to leave. That's never in a million years going to happen. And now it's two different reports are saying it's happening. It's not. I mean, if it does, I'd love it, but I don't see it happening. But back to Paixao, obviously, we'll go on with some stats which you all know I love. This is based on the Eredivisie 2024-25 season. Second for goals in the league with 16. Second for goals and assists, 10 assists as well. Second for shots on target, 43. First for open play chances created with 54. So he's not just a finisher, he's a creator as well. Third for dribbles, 139. Second for touches in the opposition box with 186. He is a phenomenal. I was talking to, I can't remember who it was, saying that he's better than Sinistera when Sinistera was at. Did we get Sinistera from Feyenoord?
Yeah.
Or PSV?
Yeah.
Feyenoord. Said that he's better than what he was as well.
That was a Feyenoord fan, weren't it? That I sent that I put.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can finish. He can cross the ball. He's good at long shots. Again, not just watching him, you can see clips talking to different people that have actually watched him, how flair he is. So he's got skill. He can hold on to the ball. He can also take set pieces, direct free kick, and corners.
Which is what we need this season with the height that we've got. Wait, he came second. Who were above him?
Off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure.
Because we just if we don't get him, we'll just sign that player. But no, I mean that's what I think even like Graham Smith said this, hasn't he? That there's other targets that they've got that are just as good as what he is. Like the targets that they've got, if we don't get him, the targets that we've got to go for are of the same level. So it's that to me blows my mind. It's like if he's that good, who else are we looking at?
I mean, for those that are new to listening and watching us, I like to use Who Score for ratings as well. He's also got a perfect 10 on SofaScore. He got 3 goals, 2 assists in a game against Twente, 58 touches, 3 goals, 5 shots on target out of 5 shots with an XG of 1.9, 21 out of 28 accurate passes, 8 duels, 1 out of 13. To get a 10 as well on any rating site is just, you obviously are having a good game and you're that good a player. He is so talented, it is unreal. And I think it would be a better signing than what Rafinha was when when Rafinha joined us at that level. Obviously, we know what Rafinha's gone on and done at Barcelona to completely blown it out the water. I'm talking solely about the impact that Rafinha had at Leeds. I'm saying this now. If we get Paixao will be a better player for us than Rafinha was. Clip that.
Clip it.
Don't care. Clip it. Put it out there. I believe that will happen. And if we get this over the line, just honestly, just go and look on the Twitter account or X account. If you haven't got it, look up Paixao's on FBref and just go down and see all his per 90s, not just for attacking but defensively as well. He will get back and defend.
He's going to be a fan favourite. If we get this over the line, he's going to be a fan favourite. Like no doubt. I think he'll take to the Premier League like a duck to water.
The way that he takes on players as well, just dribbles at them and just the flair to take past it. Yes, I know the Prem's a whole different ball game to Eredivisie. I get that, but he's also done it in the Champions League. Go and watch the game against Milan. Feyenoord versus AC Milan, and just see what he does in that game, and you'll see what a talent he is.
I think he's going to be a fan favourite, no doubt. I think he'll, like I say, I think he'll take to Premier League like duck to water. He's so much talent, but I mean, it's all well and good saying all this, which it's all there, but I mean, how many Brazilians have worked out at least for us?
I mean, one.
What?
I mean, look at Rocket Junior and Adrian, for example. I mean, I will not hear a bad word against Adrian. Okay, only because he won the Ballon d'Or for me on Football Manager.
Rumour is he's still rolling around.
But we do not talk about that because I just want Paixao. Anyway, we will move on from that because I'll be so outgoings. There is one guy that we want to touch upon before we leave, and that is Mateo Joseph.
He wants to.
And the way. Sorry, say that again.
I said he wants to touch upon him. I've got no
It's
reason.
just the way that he's.
I've got no reason to talk about him.
I just find the way that players go about leaving clubs is just so disrespectful. Yes, say you want to leave, fine. Put in a transfer request, fine. But it's your dedication while you're still training, while you're still at the club. Put the effort in. Put your name out in the window.
Yeah.
Again, Betis are apparently worried that what if he does that to them? What if he actually does well and then wants a bigger move, for example, say to, I don't know, a bigger club than Real Betis, Valencia or Seville or Barcelona, Real Madrid, whatever. I'm not going to say he's going to make it that big. But who's to say he doesn't do it again to them? So I can see why they're worried.
Well, it's like that. It's like Willie Gnonto's situation, isn't it? Where it's badly advised, and I mean, he got his head down. He put his head down, and he took Farke's advice, and look where he is now. But this is where Joseph's, I think, he's a human being at the end of the day. He's a young lad, and I don't like the way he's gone about it. I don't like but I do believe that partly it's probably got to do with some other people involved that are advising him how to go about things. Because Farke has told him, like, fine, you want to go, fine, you want to go to Betis. We know that. Come and train, be professional, and it doesn't have to go public. It doesn't have to go any further than that. Come and train, do your pre-season, you'll get your move, right? But it'll go in a nice way. Be professional. Farke's advised that. So someone on Joseph's side, because I don't believe Joseph himself has just sat there and thought, no. So I believe that people have told him, don't go, we'll push the move, we'll get Betis. And now it's shaken Betis to go, like you said, if we sign him, what if he does it to us? And that's the problem you've got with ill-advising players, especially young players, to do things, because you think you're going to push that move through, but the club that's buying him or that wants him, not just Joseph, any player, is going to be like, hold on a minute, if you can do that with them, that means you've got no feeling or loyalty to us, because you could do the same to us. So it's a bad situation for him, and like I say, he should have, looking at it from a human level, he should just listen to Farke. Farke's been there. He's done it. He's done it numerous times with players. With Norwich, he did it. He did it when he were at Leeds. He sort of plays out. He's doing it with Jack Harrison now. Told him, you're going to get booed against Man United. Take it and just win the fans over. And some players will take that advice, like Willie Gnonto did. They'll take that advice, get their head down, and win the fans over. Brendan Aronson had to do it last season. They all, like, Farke's good at doing. He knows what he's doing, but someone's advised Joseph badly, and in a lot of Leeds fans, it makes him look bad.
Yeah, I mean, we've all obviously called Gnonto and all that, whatever we've called him. I'm not going to say I haven't called him stuff, because I have, but he's worked his socks off. He won me around. Do I think he's going to have a good season if he stays? I think he will have a decent season, yes. But look at Bamford, for example. He's been told that you're not in our plans, train with the under-21s. He went and played the other day in the under-21s. So he's got his head down. He's worked hard over the summer. He hasn't taken a holiday. He's worked hard. He's bulked up. He knows he's not going to be playing. Whether or not he's going to try and get back in Farke's plans, or if he thinks, right, let's work hard to go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. It's about being professional. At the end of the day, you're a professional footballer. And the thing I don't like about it, though, is that I don't believe Joseph's the person behind it all. I just think he's been badly advised to say, like, I'm not coming to training, my head's not in it. Because if it were up to, I think, unless that player comes out and says himself, I don't want to play for Leeds. It's usually coming from a back source. I mean, it was shocking to me anyway, for Farker to, because he don't often do it, but to publicly say in an interview that he had that conversation with Joseph, and Joseph said that his head's not in the, to come here, and you could tell he was fuming about that. So yeah. I just think Joseph's been badly advised about it. But for him to say it to Farker that he don't want to come, I just think it's wrong. You shouldn't do that. Be professional at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not overly a fan of Joseph anyway.
No, that's what I'm
But
saying. It's like I'm happy for him to go because he's not. He had his chance last season. He can't say he didn't have a chance. He had the first
no.
10 games or so as number one striker, and he weren't pulling up trees. But then Perot came, he was coming off the bench and doing what he does. And then he ended up getting that number one, the starting spot. So Joseph's not, lit up the championship. And he's when he did play, average at best. So
Yeah.
it's, happy days for me as a fan. Yeah, go to Betis, do what you can do. I'll be happy to sell him. I'm not even bothered about him going on loan because if he has a bad season there, that loan's going to turn into, he's not worth the money that we want for him now. So if we can get good money for him, go. But just don't. I mean, don't be a dick about it, is what I'm saying.
Exactly. Right. Is there anything you would like to add? We will swiftly move on. Let us know in the comments as well all your thoughts on Perri, on Paixao, if he's going to join or not, obviously, depending on when you listen or watch this, and the whole Joseph situation. Craig, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, if you like this hoodie, there's a link in whatever bio you're listening to on this, either Spotify or YouTube or wherever. There's links there. Just click on them and you can.
Yeah, I'll put the link tree on Spotify, and then Craig can do his. Click it on, go and get the hoodie, or any other of the clothing that is out there. Yeah. It helps us out. It's free to do. Obviously, it just takes you to a website. It's just a little link that connects you to it, and obviously helps us out as a channel. Guys, thank you all for listening, and we will be back next time, which I think we will be doing a prediction show for the Leeds upcoming season.
And
so keep an eye out
hopefully
for
we'll
that
have
one.
signed Paixao by then.
Yeah, hopefully, if we do, then it will be a very interesting conversation before we get into it. But guys, thanks for listening, and we will see you next time. Leeds.